Hello, everyone. Welcome to Heart Center Tarot. As always, my name is Marina, and I will be your guide for this portion of the journey. And help me welcome my fantastic, wonderful co-host for Messages for Lightworkers, Val from Dragonfly Crystals and Next Level Channeling. Hi.
Hi, Marina. Thank you for having me here for our 88th episode.
88.
Can you believe that?
I know. It is absolutely, truly amazing.
It really
I think we're
a lot of episodes.
Yes. Yeah, that's 88 weeks.
And they're still talking to us, telling us what message they want to bring forward.
I know. It surprises me. 88 times now I have been absolutely surprised. And then 87 of those times I'm surprised that I'm surprised.
Yeah.
Right?
Right? It's really true.
Yeah, they do. They always come in with it feels like just the right message, just the right thing that needs to be said. So hello to those of you. Hello, Linda H. Nice to see you here. For those of you that are joining us, those of you that are sitting back and just watching, that's okay. You're more than welcome to be here. You're more than welcome to lurk and just listen.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
And for those of you that are watching us in replay, thank you. Thank you. Believe that the messages that we share with you are going to resonate with you exactly when you receive them, whether it's right now, tomorrow, a week from now, 6 months from now. Absolutely. It's going to resonate with you. So, yeah, fantastic. And hello, heavenly blessed honey, Denise Fletcher. Hello, Ellen R. Nice to see you guys here. And, Ellen says, Val, not AI.
No.
Oh.
You got
AI. We got AI in here.
I got the Ellen. I would have figured it out. Because these fingers do that same kind of typing. I don't know what happens.
Yeah. Hello. Welcome to Sisters of the Mystical Tart.
Yeah, exactly. The mystical tart.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. I think I will be a pecan tart. How's that?
That makes me hungry.
I know. And hello, Rose Blue, Laura Hammond Davis, artist Liz, Butterflies Are Free. Hello. Nice to have you guys here. So, as always, let's just cover the business end of things. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Make sure that you go over to Val's channel and do the same thing. Like, share, and subscribe. It raises the algorithm and it gets us out in front of people who want to hear what we have to say. They just don't know where we are.
Right.
So yeah, both Val and I are very close to approaching, 1 million subscribers. So help us get to 1 million.
Yes, exactly. Help us get to 2 million now.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, we're going to get there eventually. Just help the process. Help the process. So, what are we going to talk about today? Well, the message that I got was just absolutely wonderful. And I was thinking about our gifts, how each and every one of us is born with gifts, whether psychic gifts, healing gifts, so on. And I wanted to look at how do we honor the gifts that we have, and how do we acknowledge them and kind of move forth with those gifts. And kind of thinking about that, I thought, well, I'm going to go to the What We Have Forgotten deck and see if anything comes up kind of in terms with that. And oh boy, yeah, did it come up. So how do we honor our gifts? First, you realize that your gift is not something that is given to you. You already have it. It's there. It's buried beneath a lot of stuff, and your job is to sort of find it. So we start off by offerings, and that is whether it's in meditation, whether it's a ritualistic practice, whether it's saying thank you to the universe for something yet to be delivered, right? You're grateful for it. And then I got alchemist. So it is within you. You have it. You're the alchemist. You're the one who is putting together the recipe, if you will, on how you're going to do things in the future, what gifts you're going to pay attention to, what gifts you might maybe nurture a little more than others because they feel good to you at the moment. You have control over it. You're the one that's doing it. And then the last card that I got was vibration. And that is raising your vibration helps bring in those alchemistic powers, that the ritual that kind of goes with everything that we do. Because whether we realize it or not, we all have a little ritual that we go through, right?
That's right.
And I set out my space. I light my candle. Yep. I put on my incense. Those are things that I do without thinking, but they're a ritual.
Yeah, they are. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And some of you might think that's some particular kind of practice. No, it doesn't even matter if you're into spiritual things or not. Everyone has daily rituals. Even that first cup of coffee or tea. Yes. If you it's your ritual. You got to have that first before you can function. Well, maybe not all of us, but I do.
Yes. I remember one of my bosses that we would go out for lunch pretty much every day. We were, good friends. And she would get in the car, and the first thing that she would do would be to light a cigarette. And she would say, my car doesn't start until I light the cigarette.
Exactly. I mean, that is a ritual.
That is a ritual. Yeah. And so from what we have forgotten, I thought, okay, well, I'll go to the gateway of light and see what message comes from there. And I got star gathering. And I love that beautiful arc and all the light that comes right from the center of that. And the message with the star gathering is stars aligned, remembering home and soul family. Yeah. So they just kind of confirmed for me that, we all remember to some extent where we come from and that we are all connected. We just, as we're going through this experience, we just sometimes forget.
Yeah.
And then your cards and your message, just
my part of it all. Well, I loved everything you were saying backstage too about, manifesting things that you are bringing in. You're the manifester. You're the creator. You're doing everything. And that things outside of yourself are just showing up as mirrors to everything you're doing. So I asked the guides and Lightworker angels and guides, what do you want to talk about? And I heard them say, you activate yourself. In other words, we are all the activators. So it doesn't matter, initiators, activators, recalibrations, whatever you do, whatever you go seek from someone else, like you go to somebody and you're going to get a light language activation or a this or that, either on YouTube or on Zoom. You're the one giving yourself the activation. This is what my guides want us all to know, is that you are the creator of this experience. You give yourself the healing. You give yourself the activation. It's just that they're the catalyst to let you remember. And that one moment in time, you allow in this this activation, this initiation. It's an experience already within you, sitting there, like in a little time pocket, waiting for somebody to come along. Well, you can be that person to come along. You don't have to reach outside of yourself. So if you set an intention, right, Marina, to open your heart more, to open up to light language, to initiate anything in your life, activate anything in your life, you claim it and bring it forth. And it will be so, because you have said it from your God source beingness. It's not something else that has to bring it to you. You already are all of it. You're just bringing up that, calling forth that power within you that's already there, and tapping that one button or hot spot that says, yes, I can speak light language, or yes, I can do readings, or whatever that is. It's all inside of you already. And the cards that I got for this are Stargate Heart, heart opening, just for an example, heart opening, unlocking, and generosity. So this is you remembering this beautiful energy is within you, this beautiful energy. Memories of Atlantis. So everything is within you. Spiritual acceleration, progress, and technology. You have the technology in your DNA. You have the technology inside of you. You didn't come down here without everything you need. You've got it already. So this is a crown chakra upgrade, and it is about divine connection, holy experiences, and miraculous energy. How do you tap into this? You claim it, you bring it forth, but you do it through the gateway of your heart, because that creates that resonance that opens you up to that beautiful, joyful, divine feminine energy that is that creative force. And what you're going to do, notice this is a key, the Ankh is a key to unlock things. You notice how it's pointing down to like Shambhala or Atlantis, or it doesn't matter what your archetype is for a crystal line heaven on
and the star family, or the family, whatever.
Exactly, whatever. So inside of you, you are the one who calls everything forward. Everything that you think in your mind that you have to reach out to someone else to activate, to open up to this, that, and the other thing, go inside. Open that heart space up and call it forward. I call forward the full activation of my light language, my light codes, my light information. I open up to receive everything inside of every cell of my body that is about my divine plan and mission on earth in this timing for my highest good and the highest good of humanity. In the highest timeline, we bring it forward. In the Christ consciousness of your own God source beingness. Say it in a way in which it's you saying it. And then say, it is done. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It is done. Absolutely. And accept it, own it. The other thing
about the big one.
That's the big one, owning it. So you step forward from that point with your foot out. Own that power, own what you called forward. Do an action that brings that in. You have just stated it, and now you make it so by your next steps. You do some light language, do it for yourself, whatever. I'm just using that as an example. It could be anything. It could be anything. Activating yourself to channel, whatever that is, channeling in a particular subject or being, anything you want, whatever you want. It doesn't even matter.
It will come in, folks. Believe me, it will come in.
It does.
That, if you move forward in faith and don't attach anything to it, just make the statement and be ready. And that, let me remind you how back in February, or January, actually, I had watched a show with Gerald and Colleen, and they were talking about one of the seasons that they were going through. I want to say it was in bulk, but I could be wrong. And one of the things that that he brought up was that on the first of the month, make sure that you blow cinnamon into your house because it brings abundance. I thought, that's easy. I can do that. Absolutely. So on the 1st of February, I went outside my house. I had a little bit of cinnamon. I blew abundance into the house. I felt really good. I felt excellent. I closed the door and I said out loud, I am ready, willing, and able to accept abundance in all areas of my life, whatever you want me to have. You know, I'm ready. And shortly thereafter, I started to buzz. And I mean buzz. I was vibrating on a level that was something else. I sat down. I was trying to get some work done on the computer. And the next thing I know, I heard, open up Word and take this down. And I started typing. And I had channeled my very first message. And I couldn't wait for Val, because we were doing a show, and I could not wait for Val to come on, so that, Val, you're not going to believe what happened. And it was fabulous. The best part was how quickly it came after I said, and I believed with every fiber of my being, I am ready to do this.
That is an activation, folks, right there. That is, you called forth a yes. complete activation of all this abundance. So you opened yes. up the channels to receive, and you're already meant to channel. You're already meant to do all this. So everything is inside waiting for
yes.
that time when you open up and say, okay, I'll do it now.
Yes. Yes.
But you absolutely. Don't maybe consciously realize it. So when you did that, okay, yes. boom, it wanted to come through. It was sitting there waiting for you. They wanted to communicate with you. They had been trying to communicate with
yes.
you in many different ways that we know. And so,
yes.
and boom, chakalaka.
Exactly. So you already have all the tools that you need. You just don't remember that you have them. You just maybe don't remember how you used them in the past. That's why sometimes you can hear someone else speaking, and they will mention a word, a phrase, a sound, a color, something that all of a sudden it sparks something in you.
Yeah.
And you have a more personal understanding of what it is that they're talking about, right? So it feels like, oh yeah, they said that, and so I got the download.
Yeah.
Yes, you got the download. It was always in you.
Yes.
It was just something sparked that memory, and you said, okay.
And you know, here's something too that I think is worth mentioning, is that when we say remembering, not everyone in the remembrance process is like Mateo, who remembers everything from eons ago and can give you every single detail, but rather the remembering is you just know something. You don't even know how you know it. You just know. You know how some things in the universe works. It's an inner knowing. That is remembering, and it grows and grows and grows, and you remember more as you touch on different things that you're doing. You realize, oh, but it's this. Oh, but it expands out to that. Oh, but this is how energy works. These are the grids of the earth. But there's multi-dimensions, and in those multi-dimensions, you just reach out, and all of a sudden, this understanding comes inside of you And don't fight it. Believe what you're getting. This is you remembering. This is what it's like. So.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And hello to Tea Garden Chicken and Artist Liz and Rose Blue and Sally. Hello, Sal Rods. And Marby Gangora, who joined us, Chris Queen. Thank you, guys. Thank you for being here. And yeah, Denise Fletcher says, my first in the morning ritual is the bathroom before anything else. Well, I do get out of bed first.
That's good.
Yes. Nice.
That's very good.
Yeah. So Rose Blue says, can traumas block your gifts?
You know, I think, go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think that they can. I think that when you, and the reason that I say that is if you know people who have gone through some trauma and they don't fully process it. They just, something happened to me and that's it. I'm not going to look at it. It's too painful to look at and so on. It could mask your ability to be able to access some of your gifts. Maybe the gift of clairvoyance, clairaudience. What it may have an impact on it, and that I think I can explain that by people who have dealt with their trauma, who have gone through trauma and examined it and looked at it. And very often what they'll say is, yeah, my life changed after I did that. And all of a sudden I was able to access this gift and that gift and so on. What do you say, Val?
I don't disagree with anything you said. I just want to throw in, I wouldn't call Rose Blue traumas being blocked. I mean, blocking your gift. Rather, I would say that when you're in that energy and you have that trauma inside of you that you haven't dealt with yet, it's energetically a frequency that is lower than that which you would be accessing your gifts at. So it's almost like a smoke screen. Call it, you're not even a smoke screen, but you're not vibrating at the level where those gifts reside. So when you handle that trauma and you get out of that kind of situation energetically within your cellular structure and body, mind, and spirit, you lift your energy up because you've freed yourself up to be more light. Because a trauma is an area where there isn't the light, all this light doesn't exist. So what is light? The understanding. You brought a certain situation in so that you could learn from it. You're letting go of the story and you're maintaining the wisdom from it, because we're just here in a big, play on this, in this matrix. We're just projecting down into these avatars. So we have to understand we are not the story. We are actually just experiencing this to take kernels of wisdom away for our soul's growth. And in doing so, we become more light when we let go of those traumas and work through them. And absolutely, that's what we need to do when we go through things like that. And that's what you're here to do, is to let go of those things so you can move forward. Yeah.
Yep. Exactly. And
everyone
hello, Brooke joined us. Yeah. She said, "Oh my God, impromptu nap again." That's okay. You're allowed to do that. I love those impromptu naps. Right?
Rose Blue says, like my antenna got covered over. Yeah, I mean, your gifts are still there. They're always there. They're going to be there. And then, when this subject matter is out of your way, you can see your gifts. You'll feel them, because when trauma exists, it's that space where you're spending too much time in a, we'll call it maybe even a numbed down state in certain areas of your chakras in your body. It kind of, as you open up these channels of flow, these higher frequencies come in, and that's when you are ready to access your gifts. They're always there. They're always there.
Yes.
They're inside of you. Yeah.
Yeah. It's, you know, we tend to process a lot of things through the ego. So even when we are being kind of guided by our gifts, you know, take a situation, you meet someone for the first time, and automatically you go, nope, no. And you're invited someplace where this person is again, and you still get that feeling. And then you start talking to yourself and saying, look, everybody else enjoys their company. Like, they haven't done anything to me. They haven't said anything to me. Why am I getting that weird feeling? And then you try to rationalize it and kind of put it aside. And then maybe later on, you find out that you were right all along, that they were not a good person. And that, you know, that's an example of your gift coming in saying, here, you know, here you go. But you kind of you filtered it through the ego.
Yeah. And so when your intuition kicks in, believe it when it's telling you something.
Yes. Yeah.
Absolutely. I just want to touch on Book's question. Why, though, examining trauma seems like a seesaw experience? Acceptance happens, and then dealing with trauma again.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. You can have many different kinds of trauma that are all woven in, and that you have to let go of pieces of things. But also know that a big piece, and one of the first things you have to do is take responsibility for coming down. This was on your life plan. You wrote it out. You had made an agreement with the person or people involved, and they're like your best friends on the other side. Okay, we'll come in and do this. Oh, it sounds fun. Let's go for it. We're going to get a lot done this way. And so you come in and you forget all that, and then it seems like a traumatic and horrible experience. Why did this happen to me? Like victim kind of hood. But really, in reality, it's for you to remember, to go into yourself and understand that this is just an experience for you to love yourself more. And that sounds trite, but think of it this way. The first startings of getting rid of trauma, or getting rid of is probably the wrong thing, but letting trauma dissolve is to forgive yourself for signing up for that. Forgive yourself. It's a 3D concept, but it really is part of the healing. And forgive that other person. They were actually doing, you all meant to come in and experience that. Now, what is that gift you got from that experience? Did it make you stronger? Did it open you up? Did it give you empathy for other people who might have gone through those experiences? Did you learn that you had to create boundaries, never to be treated that way again? Did you learn the wisdom of how to communicate with someone else? And just like Marina said, when you first met that person and you were like turned off, you will listen to your intuition next time. So generally speaking, these traumas come along for those who are super gifted. They're going to be leaders. They're going to be people who are the way showers. And these things come into our mind as we come down to create a lifetime of a powerful experience.
Yes.
Because it creates a person who can stand on their own 2 feet, who can work through all of that. I mean, there's not anything that you can't do if you've done all that, right? And you know your power. You know who you are. This is what the beauty is. Find the gift in all of this and see how it works in your life today. But forgiveness of yourself and the other person are the starting point to letting it all go.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to say that an Akashic record reading helps you release all of that stuff. We go in and look at that past life. You understand it. It coalesces inside of you. And you realize that and just that realization inside the energy of the Akashic field, the infinite possibilities, just healing happens. But I even take you through a deeper healing with the Akashic Record Masters. But you do clear these things through that. So people might think the Akashic Records is just getting information. That's not the purpose. It's not the point of it. But so I hope that helps, Book.
Yeah, it absolutely. And Book, I'll get to you in a sec. I just want to say hello to Sharon Sipe, who has joined us. Thank you, Sharon, for putting up everybody's information. That is wonderful. And Sherry, Voices from the Swamp, says, yeah, she's famous for falling asleep on having naps during lives. Yes. And that's usually when she has her late night get together, right? And yeah, after a while, she just starts to get tired. But it's always fun to watch.
Yeah.
So, yes, Book, and that's not only for Book, but for everyone else. Yeah. Part of the reason that it feels like a seesaw is because generally with there isn't just one thing with trauma. There are several different little offshoots that go with it. So as soon as you kind of bring up one, you deal with one, you heal one, you're past one, it gives an opportunity for another one to come through, and you can look at that and so on.
And that can be, let me just interject, that can be seen as your childhood trauma and moving into the relationship with your husband or wife trauma. I mean, because you're carrying it through and it colors your relationships with people, etc., your children. And that's how it can be these different pieces. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry, Marina.
No, absolutely. Yeah. And Chris Queen had mentioned earlier that, she's having a hard time dealing with trust and faith, especially things I can't see. I'm so 3D. Yeah. That having to kind of have proof of things is a learned experience. Yeah. It's something that we take on and we make part of our psychology, part of our history, that we need to have proof before we believe something. Well, I may not have, I cannot physically see that, if I'm not breathing air, I'm going to die. I can't physically see the air. I just know that's how it operates. And one of the ways, and I'm so glad you brought up the Akashic reading, because one of the courses that I offer, Chris, is the Achieving Union course. And it starts on the 1st of every month. And it's a 30-day self-directed course. You decide how much you're going to put into it and what you're going to do with it. And it involves receiving a daily message, 5, maybe 10 minutes from me, with a series of exercises. And those exercises are designed to help you get a more solid relationship with spirit. And there are exercises in there that teach you how to let spirit decide, how to do things on faith alone. And once you start doing that, you realize that all of a sudden you're trusting yourself, you're trusting your higher self, and you were brought here to thrive, to survive, to succeed. You didn't come here to have a life of suffering and detachment or whatever. you can change that. And yes, tea garden chicken, yes, it is. It's like a muscle.
It really is.
Yeah.
You
and that
you're pretty soon all these synchronicities start happening for you. And you go, oh, yeah.
I do.
Can't be coincidence, is it? No.
Yeah.
Synchronicity, because you're lining up with that energy. You're embodying that. And that's, boy, they love it when you do that.
Absolutely. And one of the ways to look at it, Chris, is the very first time that I picked up a tarot deck and I did a tarot spread. Was I 100% correct in what I saw? No, I wasn't, because I wasn't sure exactly what I was seeing. But there was a part of me that said, you know what, just go with that. Just say that out loud. And there were, like little breadcrumbs along the way. And the more that you start to find the breadcrumbs and see them for the value that they bring you, then all of a sudden you can do a tarot spread and you can see more, because you're learning how to do things out of trust. You're telling ego to just go have a seat. I'll get back to you when I can. Go with that intuition, go with that trust. And all of a sudden you find that you're right more than you're wrong.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you don't ever get it 100%. That's the goal, but I don't know anyone who can say, yes, I'm 100% accurate in all my, in all my feelings, readings, whatever. Mm-hmm. And hello, Michelle.
Hi, Michelle.
Nice to be here. And did I see these people are saying hello to Sharon, and I wasn't sure if maybe, and asking how she's feeling. So hope you're doing okay, Sharon. And hello, Jeanette. Hello to all of you that have joined us. This is fabulous. This is fantastic. Thank you for being here. So how do you honor your whatever gifts you might have?
Right.
Yeah. How do you do that? What's your practice, Val?
Yeah, this is an honoring of my gifts. When I sit down, it's my way, not your way, but I mean the audience, but I sit down in meditation, and what does it do? It honors my connection to divine source within me, my higher self, my God self. I make that time, I make that appointment, I sit in meditation and I talk to divine source. And that is my honoring of my gifts and my ability to communicate, to channel information for myself and sometimes for humanity. But also in doing the classes, the classes that I do, I learn as much as I am teaching when I do any of my classes. And I feel like that is also an honoring of this wisdom and information that came through to share with others and to give them that tool in their belt to utilize.
Yes.
So basically giving yourself time, even 5 minutes a day, whatever time it is. And Marina's course, 30 days of that kind of thing will do what I'm saying is honoring your gifts. That is an honoring of your gifts. If you spend that 30 days in that program, and we're only talking 10 or 15 minutes a day at your time.
Yeah, exactly. At your timeline, not mine. It's not like, oh yeah, the class is every day at 11 and you're going, well, I'm working at 11. So
that's an appointment every day to honor your gifts, to honor your higher self, your God self, the God self that is within you, that projects down into your vehicle. there is no higher form than to give yourself that time, that space. So that's my take on it.
Absolutely.
I'm woo-woo. Oh,
And then,
but also, it just came in. Let me throw this out there.
yeah.
Having fun, getting out and enjoying yourself, lifting up your heart with joy and being in bliss honors that God self within you. Everything should be done in that energy of lightness and love and bliss, and you should enjoy everything. So things that are fun, go for it, enjoy it.
Yes. Yes, Tea Garden, like a spa treatment for your heart.
Yes, exactly. I'm well, and even a spa treatment. Go get a mani-pedi with champagne. I mean, whatever it takes.
Exactly.
You know,
exactly.
you are, yes, right? Pampering yourself, giving yourself, you know, being good to yourself in many different ways is also honoring. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
What about you, Marina? I mean,
yeah, one of the I do like to sit in solitude, to sit in quiet and just let my mind flow wherever it wants to flow. Right? That is my time to connect with source, with my higher self. I let it guide me wherever it goes. If it wants to go down a rabbit hole, it goes down a rabbit hole. I'm okay with that. Right? One of the other ways that I honor the gift is I belong to a group that meets once a week. And once a week, we not only encourage other new readers in terms of building their confidence when it comes to readings and so on, but we will also offer free readings to people that are around us. Yeah. That are interested in getting a reading. It's my way of honoring and saying thank you to Spirit for giving me that ability. Exactly. So there are little things that you can do. Listening to your intuition and kind of pushing the ego out of the way is probably the best thing that you can do for yourself, so that you can recognize when ego is trying to tell you one thing while Spirit is talking to you something else, right? Ego will scream at you and Spirit whispers. So that's why you have to kind of almost be a little quiet. You have to hear, because it is whispering in your ear. So, and book, thank you. That's she says, my class changed, saved my life, moved me across 4 states, and made joy tangible. Oh, thank you. Huge hugs going out to you. Thank you. And yeah, if anyone's interested in the classes, go to my website. It's marinasheartcentertarot.com. Check out the classes that are on there. Check out the readings. Book yourself a reading. Both Val and I do readings. Yeah. And when you book a reading, it allows us to get more personal with you, right? So that we can discuss things that are relevant in your life right now. But I'm not about to say, oh, listen, I'd keep an eye on that boyfriend because I get the feeling that he's doing things he shouldn't be doing. I'm not going to say that. That's not for public consumption, right? We do have ethics that we live by. And thank you, Sherry, too. Sherry says Marina's class was one of the best I've ever done. You won't regret it. Thank you, Sherry. That's... Yeah, you guys, that is lovely for me to hear. Not only that it is appreciated, but you're absolutely right. And like Val said, anytime that I'm doing a class, I am learning as much as everyone else. Someone will have a question that I'll have to think about and go, wow, you know what? I didn't see it from that point of view. So on. Yes. And excuse me, Val's readings and her classes, I have never come across anyone who has said, yeah, I got a reading from Val. you know, yeah, give or take. Or, yeah, I took one of her classes. I'm better somewhere else. No, they're always raving about it. And I have had an Akashic reading from Val. So I can tell you that, yeah, it's the real deal. It is fabulous.
Thank you, Marina. And same to you for your readings. And I've had a reading from Marina, and it's phenomenal. You know, if you need direction in your life and you need to know what's coming up, what's going on, you have questions about things, it can be a life-saving thing to get a reading from Marina. And really, I'm pointing in the wrong direction. It's this way.
Yes.
It would be, it's something you will really, really, it's a present. Give yourself a gift.
Yes.
That, you know, look toward the last half of 2024 into 2025 and see what's, you know, what possibilities are coming up for you. Yes, absolutely. It can help you a lot to steer yourself in the direction you want to go in.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
and
yeah.
See, King says, yeah, I took Val's Akashic record reading class. Amazing. Mind-blowing too. Yeah.
I had somebody say, Val, I thought, oh yeah, I'm just going to take this class. Yeah, I'm just going to sit down in this class. And, you know, I'll just probably get some information. And then they took the class and then they were like, oh, they were mind blown.
Yes.
But I also had this one person say, Val, when you were demonstrating and you were doing the clearing part and you said, oh, that energy's so powerful. Hold on a minute, because it was coming through your body for the clearing up for the other person. And then they went back in the breakout room and they had the same experience. And it knocks you off your feet.
Yes.
As you're doing the clearing.
Yeah.
With the Akashic Record Masters, it is for real.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Chicken.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. And you know what? Anytime, whatever you might think that your gift is,
yeah,
look into it.
Yeah.
Look into
it. Rossi's my perpetual student. She probably is in Marina's classes too. Rossi, thank you for taking every class that I've offered.
Yes. Absolutely. Yeah.
Rossi can channel, she can read, she's amazing. So
absolutely. Yes, she is.
Yes, she is.
Yes, she is. So
yeah.
Oh my God. Okay, Laura Hammond David says, I would get the reading, but I'm afraid an iPhone experience just wouldn't cut it for me.
Oh.
Well, you know, if you sign up for a reading, one of the things I know I do, and I don't know, Val might very well do the same thing, is I record all my readings.
Mm-hmm.
And after I'm done, I will send the client, I will send them a link to that reading so that they can refer to it anytime. So then you don't have to worry about, I forgot this, I didn't mention that, and so on and so forth. So if just ask questions, get in touch, ask questions.
Yeah. And you know what? I do it on Zoom, and as I'm sure Marina does. And even if you're on a little iPhone and you have that little picture, you get the recording and you're going to see it in whatever size you've got, when you rewatch it or listen to it. So yeah, it's a nice thing. I give you a link and you can download the whole video. I let you download it, and it helps not to have to take notes. And
yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And Laura, I'll just put this up because I think a lot of people might feel exactly the same way, and they're just okay. And Laura says, I don't know that I could be fully present for a reading over.
No, you're going to feel like you're in Marina's living room or in her office. You're going to feel like you're with her in the same room.
Yeah.
It is so remarkable how you're going to be on Zoom or StreamYard. It doesn't matter. You're
Yeah.
going to feel like you're with that person. It
Yes.
is so surreal. You don't feel like you're in a different place. You
Yeah.
just really are going to be present. It really happens. It's amazing.
Yeah, it does. And Laura, I would say the same energy that you can bring into a chat and ask for a reading in the chat, it's even better when it's done when it's done privately. But a lot of people will come into a chat and say, can I get a reading? Can you do this? Can you do that? We can pick up on that energy because you're there, right? It's different if I was doing a reading and I don't know, someone sent me an email and said, I'd like you to give me a reading, but I'm not I'm not interested in meeting with you or doing a face-to-face. I would turn them down.
The energy that you pick up on when somebody is in front of you and you can see them is so amazing. You really, it's just like they're in the room with you. There's no doubt about it. And even in a Zoom class setting, it is like a real classroom. The energy, you can feel every single person's energy. And there's an energy exchange that builds up. And inside of a class, you can feel how powerful the class is. And that's on Zoom. So, just there is no time and space. It's all an illusion. There is no time and space. So, all things are happening now. If you watch something later, you're still going to get an activation. You're still going to get the energy. You're still going to get all of that. So, think of it that way. So, can imagine what you get in person when it's happening live.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. So I just I know, Laura, I haven't either. That's why I do them through StreamYard, because I still have to figure out things on Zoom, and
Zoom's pretty easy. There's only a couple of things you have to do. Once you set it up and you know how to get on with the link, it pretty much is just you making sure you've got video and audio. Otherwise, it's really easy.
Yes. Yeah, I know. I'm one of those when years ago when I first moved back to Alberta, and of course we've got the Rocky Mountains right there, skiing everywhere. And so my son and I went to we're going to take some skiing lessons. And the instructor, as he was talking to me and giving me instruction and whatnot, and as we were going up the lift, he said, "Oh, okay, I get it. You're sensually motivated." And I thought, what? Like, what are you talking about? And he said, no, you need to feel it. You need to experience it in order to understand it. And yes, with me, the best way for me to learn is I have to get in there. I have to know what I'm doing. I have to see what I'm doing. Once I get it, I can, I can do whatever I need to, but
you can tell me 20 times. No, just let me get in there and do it. Let me do it, and I'll find out as I do it. That's how I taught myself how to do a Wix website. I just got in there and tinkered around, and
I'm still tinkering.
I watched videos too, by the way.
If you're ever wondering how to do anything, YouTube has.
Every video for everything that you can think of.
Even things that you could never conceive of.
From car parts to, how do you fix, I don't know. How do you How do you do anything?
Okay, this is a little gross, but see if you can put these two together. As I was laying in bed last night, and I'm kind of going through to, see what's up, and I was waiting for a couple people's videos to drop and whatnot, and I come across this video where they're removing blackheads,
yes,
and stuff on people's faces.
Yes,
and I thought, oh, they actually put that? Like, there's people actually sit down and watch this? And then the voice that I'm hearing in the background was not the voice that I anticipated, and it was a foreign voice, but I kept hearing chocolat and fondant, and I'm thinking, are they talking about recipe? Like, how do you put the two together? Like,
you're making me a little.
I know. And
I feel like I'm not going to have Chinese food tonight.
Yeah. So I did. I fast forwarded a little bit, and yes, this woman on top of this video, what you're watching, was talking about making molds of chocolate with like caramelized peanuts and whatnot on top.
And then when it gives you blackheads, you can use the.
Yeah. It's like, this is gross. Are you kidding me? This is gross. What?
That is very
unique. If that's what you're into, there's a video there for you.
It's extremely unique, and I'm glad you shared that, just to show the variety that's out there.
Yes. Yeah.
In one video.
Yes. Yeah. And I'm sure that there's others. I'm not looking for them. Yeah. So now listen, before we're at 57 minutes, and maybe we can do a reading for the collective, just to see kind of what's coming up. And yes, Eleanor, there is a Dr. Pimple Popper. Yeah, I saw her first on TLC, and that was years ago.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Yes. And yeah. There's all kind. Yeah.
Okay. Oh my God, these are unbelievable. So, community reading, open doors. There are doors that are open for all of us right now. All we have to do is walk through them. All we have to do is walk through them. We have the keys of creation. The keys of creation. I never get this card. We have the key. Yeah. All it takes is our imagination to activate what we want to bring forward. That's for our visualization, the words we're going to use to call our experiences forward. And I think that's pretty powerful.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. So using the same two decks. Wow. What I'm getting for, don't forget, you are on a hero's journey. And a hero's journey is never well, for lack of a better term, it's never an easy one, but it's always a learning experience. And the hero always has a story, not only that they learn from, but that others learn from their story as well. So here we are. We are on a hero's journey, and the message is the Tao. Hold on, the Tao of flow. Right? Don't control over things doesn't always work out. Go with the flow, right? Don't expend too much energy fighting upstream. It's not going to serve you very well. When you go with the flow, you can bring in the fire, you can bring in the passion, you can then look at things that no longer serve you and and you can burn those cords. You can cut those cords. You can just burn up energy that doesn't serve you anymore. Okay. I also get Anunnaki codes. So pay attention to the light codes, the information that you're getting. Trust that the information you're getting is meant for you. Just even if you only do it for a week, why not? Just go with the flow. Let it believe the messages that you're getting. And I also got Soul Star Attraction, and this is fulfilling and wait, I need to look this up. Okay. Fulfilling soul contracts, remembering who you are.
Love that. Love that.
So, yeah, there you go. That's, you know who you are. Remember who you are. It will come to you. And we are in the midst of some powerful, powerful energy right now. And it's just getting better and better and better. So, yeah.
Absolutely.
Be positive. Yeah. And look forward to glorious things to come, because yes, they absolutely will. All right, before I start to ramble on, which I have never done before. Heaven forbid I ramble. Yeah. So
only with wisdom. You only speak
sure.
with wisdom.
Yeah. Thank you, Val, for doing this with me every single week.
Thank you.
Yeah, next week we are on Val's channel, so make sure you join us there, and it will be episode 89.
89.
And I'm sure that we're going to have fun, and there'll be some great messages and things that are going to come through, because they always do. They always do. And for those of you that are here with us, thank you for spending part of the afternoon with us. Love it. Don't forget, at 7 p.m. tonight, 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, it's Golden Girls. Golden Girls. So make sure you come join us for that. That should be fun. Yeah, sure. All right. Take care, everyone. Much love.